Hello, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Should I change the transmission fluid after 300,000 miles? Although, most vehicle owners and drivers need to be aware of the manufacturer's recommended mileage when replacing the transmission fluid. Considering unfamiliarity, some drivers have experienced failures in the transmission of their vehicles and spent an unnecessary amount of dollars to proffer solutions to this issue. Regardless of your vehicle type, you would want to keep your car's transmission in good condition as you periodically change your transmission fluid at the required mileage. In the same vein, since the transmission fluid is vital to keeping your vehicle running smoothly and efficiently, it would be challenging if your transmission is terrible due to a lack of care as you embark on an essential business trip. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. What happens if transmission fluid is never changed? A colleague of mine once told me that it is more healthier to render preventive services and maintenance of any vehicle components rather than repairing and buying new parts for replacement. Your transmission solely depends on how healthy your transmission fluid is, as it regulates the temperature and keeps the moving components of your transmission from much wear and tear due to friction. If the transmission can function in this manner, it has deteriorated over time. As regards this information, letting your transmission fluid stay and never change would cost you thousands of dollars to replace the transmission system or even its components when it becomes faulty because of accumulated dirt, which would also affect the transmission filter. Should you change transmission fluid on high-mileage cars? Yes, of course, but this transmission fluid change depends on the vehicle mileage you get. If not, you risk transmission by changing the fluid since you drive a high-mileage car. In essence, a high-mileage car would mean the vehicle is still running with the manufacturer's fluid. Perchance, it would be best to allow it to be unless the fluid has become dirty. However, if you insist on changing the transmission fluid of your high-mileage car even when it has yet to reach its mileage, then expect the failure of the transmission system sooner than later. Should I change transmission fluid after 300,000 miles? Changing your vehicle's transmission fluid after 300,000 miles is vital to avoid your transmission failing, to improve its functionality and prolong its lifespan. Contemporarily, most vehicle drivers incur transmission problems on their modern vehicles due to frequent changing of the transmission fluid. Similarly, leaving your transmission for as long as 300,000 miles is an issue because it will alter and affect the color of the fluid from tinted pink color to red to brown or even black. So, when such a change occurs, the scenario indicates that your transmission fluid contaminates with some dirt, grime and dirt, from a metal piece that is wearied out over time. Problems emanating from the transmission are due to overstayed transmission fluid contaminated with debris and metal pieces in your vehicle's transmission system. Notwithstanding the kind of vehicle you operate, it would determine if you change or replace the transmission fluid at the required mileage range as recommended by your manufacturer. How long can a transmission last without changing fluid? The range and mileage of your vehicle when you shouldn't change the transmission fluid is crucial for you, a vehicle owner or driver, to be aware. Although, how long your transmission would last depends on your vehicle type. Before recommending change, most manual vehicles' fluid would last for 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Similarly, if you have automatic cars, you would also have a typical mileage boost of 50,000 to 100,000 miles. However, your vehicle's transmission fluid is fine after this mileage and range if the condition of your fluid is very much okay. You could also change your fluid even before the scope stipulated by your manufacturers if the condition of your fluid is terrible, to avoid damage to your transmission system. Perchance consulting your vehicle's manufacturer's guide or certified mechanic is necessary to help your car last longer than you think. What are the symptoms of dirty transmission fluid? A good or clean transmission fluid affects the transmission positively and enables proper mechanism of the transmission system and your vehicle at large. Conversely, dirty or contaminated fluid would negatively affect the transmission system. As a vehicle owner or driver, you should be able to watch out for these symptoms which emanate from the dirty transmission fluid. 1. Overheated transmission system. 2. Transmission fluid leakage. 3. Strange whining noise. 4. Jerking or shuddering motion of the vehicle. 5. High RPM as you shift the gears. What are the signs that you need before transmission flush? When you flush, your transmission fluid depends on these signs indicating that your vehicle needs a flush. 1. Your engine revitalizes when going around corners. 2. A burning smell from the engine. 3. Check the engine light, telling you your transmission temperature is very high. 4. Strange noises like whining, buzzing, or even roaring when accelerating. 5. Leakage transmission fluid due to damaged seals or gaskets. 6. Issues emanate from shifting gears. 7. High temperature. Should you flush a high-mileage transmission? Yes, you can, but it depends on when you should. Since you know the transmission fluid's efficacy in your vehicle's transmission, whether you are operating with an automatic or manual gearbox or transmission, your vehicle transmission parts would wear out, and tiny particles could contaminate the fluid. This could propel and enhance damage. So, flushing this dirty fluid would make much sense. Perchance, in your manufacturer's service manual, especially for high-mileage transmission, get your mechanic to do the job at the appropriate mileage. Should I do a transmission flush on a high-mileage vehicle? However, you are not required to flush frequently. Talk more of a high-mileage vehicle. Per se, if your transmission is functionally working as needed and without contaminants, it is unnecessary to flush the fluid. Although there is a discrepancy between the power flush of transmission fluid and refilling a transmission fluid, according to research and my experience as a certified mechanic, power flushing a high-mileage vehicle could technically dislodge sludge and other debris, leading to clogging even after introducing the new fluid. So far, you should know the exact mileage range when your manufacturer recommends a transmission flush. So, you would use your time and resources wisely. In conclusion, transmission fluid does more than lubricate the parts of your transmission, as it keeps its shifting gears properly and smoothly. It enhances the buildup of the hydraulic pressure to enable gear shift. Similarly, the cooling of the internal parts is effectively carried out by the transmission and, afterward, avoiding self-destruction due to high temperature. Perchance, considering the most appropriate mileage to change your vehicle's transmission fluid is so paramount maintenance lifestyle a vehicle owner or driver should imbibe. Although, the essence of change of fluid at the correct interval I mentioned earlier. Always adhere to your manufacturer's guide for 30,000 to 50,000 miles for manual vehicles and 50,000 to 100,000 miles for mileage. So far, you can keep your vehicle throughout its lifespan as you have an excellent maintenance culture, because it is easier to maintain your vehicle's components, the transmission, than to repair them. This is all we've got in today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.